With the introduction of Barre, as I was mentioning, the higher you have it, there's a tendency, I'm going to talk briefly about this, even though it goes a little bit out of the context of the etude, because, for example, when I learned to do bars, it taught me the old school approach in which I had to put a bar, all 6 strings, and press, and then play all strings and make sure they all ring, and then I move back until I reach first position, then back, pretty much until your hand gets almost like numb, and then it goes back, you get a second wind. And what's wrong with that method of approaching bar is that it relates bar to tension, always. And yes, it's a given that when you play with a flat finger in a bar, you're always gonna press a little bit more. But it's very rare in the repertoire that we need to play all 6 strings at once with equal pressure. There's always something happening, or the way it's distributed the strings doesn't necessarily have to press evenly through that. So an exercise that I do with my students is I make them play 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I need them to hold 2, 3, 4 finger down and then place the bar. And then the same idea, 2, 3, 4. We are practicing a couple things. We're practicing getting in and out of the bar. And you see, if your wrist is too much in and then you need to come out for the bar, that means that your hand is not set up properly, because you need to get in and out of the bar with a micro adjustment, but not as much. You know, if you see from the side, this idea is, it shouldn't be from here to here, because that it's too much steps in between. So, but more importantly, what I want you to focus when you do that is that when you're pressing here, you're only placing the finger on the strings, but not really pressing. You try to isolate only the strings in question. So in the third string in this case, then you do the same thing with second string, then here. See how am I not pressing on the first and third? So the idea is just to learn how to train your bar to have these isolated pockets in which you can learn, you get more curvature eventually on the finger, and then you learn how to press only minimal what you need to get the skill done.